For every dentist who's ever thought about keeping more specialty work in his or her practice, this is the episode for you. We are out of the studio and we are in Aliso Viejo, California, home of Progressive Orthodontics, to help you figure out one cool new option for keeping more orthodontic work in your practice. You won't want to miss it. Hello, this is Thais Carter, Director of Content for Advanced Star Dental Media, and we are very fortunate to be filming this week's episode of DPR Friday on site at Progressive Orthodontics in Aliso Viejo, California. I'm with Miles McGann, who's the CEO of Progressive Orthodontics, and before we get into the interview, I just want to say thanks for letting us come in, and especially knowing that with a lot of our readers and viewers, you know, the need to kind of expand into specialties and figure out how to keep more specialty work in-house has been something that they've been talking a lot about, indicating a lot of interest in, and so it's just really great to be able to be here and kind of get the Progressive Orthodontics perspective on how you can help the general dentist really embrace these trends. So thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for coming.
Now, one of the things that I'd like to start with is, even though this is trending, this isn't something that you guys got into because of the trend. You've actually been doing this for quite some time.
Yes, we started in 1984, and we've been teaching this around the world for almost 30 years now. We have around 6,000 graduates worldwide, and so this is a very tried and true system we've been running.
Excellent. Now, for those who maybe aren't as familiar with what Progressive Orthodontics does, for someone who's kind of like entry-level, baseline, just kind of interested in taking the next step, what would that look like?
We run a full comprehensive orthodontic series, and we basically count on every student not having any ortho education before. And so even if you do, you know, we start you from the beginning and build a foundation from the very basis all the way up to the most advanced cases. Our basic series is a 48-day course spread out over 2 years, and so they come in for 4-day seminars roughly every other month. And we go through very practically based course, teaching them how to take on every case from start to finish, diagnose the case extremely well, and we're really focused on predictable results.
Now, one of the things that we hear a lot, especially about orthodontics, is that maybe it's a little bit intimidating vis-a-vis other specialties. You know, from your perspective, myth, fact?
I think it's a complete myth. I mean, my personal opinion of, you know, we also teach a wide variety of other specialties. And orthodontics, in my opinion, is something that with proper training and with proper understanding of the foundations of orthodontics is a fairly, you know, doable specialty for most general dentists. Unlike a lot of other specialties, if you diagnose the case well, prepare for the case well, it's all in the mind and less work with your hands. You know, we actually create a lot of systems to take away these skill sets of the practitioner's hands and put it instead in very good diagnostics and very good case preparation. And then we've created different support systems to help the new dentist, you know, really be able to do this from the very first case.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things that I know is important in terms of education always is kind of who you're aligned with. And so in terms of the ADA and the AGD, you know, how does that fit in with kind of the Progressive Orthodontic education model?
We are accredited by all the different organizations worldwide. So we have in the US, it's the ADA, the AGD. We also with Australian dental associations, all the different associations in Europe, in Asia. We are a very international company, and so we work with universities and associations worldwide.
Excellent. And for someone who, you know, has decided, wow, this sounds like a program that I'm very interested in, what does support look like once the 48-day, 2-year process is over?
We have a lifetime free retake policy. It's one of our real trademarks that people know about us, is once you've taken a course with us, or once you pay for a course with us, you can retake that course either in our online, video, or live format anywhere in the world for the rest of your career for free.
Excellent. And right now, I mean, you know, we talk about online learning and distance education and a lot of different facets of life. What's kind of the makeup or the balance between what you guys offer live and in person versus online?
It's the exact same course. We actually have set it up where the two go hand in hand together, and you can actually take the two courses together if you'd like, or take it in the internet-based version or the live-based version. We also have videos of all the live sessions, so you can study that as well. You know, with the intention of no matter how your lifestyle is, no matter where you live, from the smallest remote villages in Nepal to, you know, downtown Los Angeles, you have the access to the same content and the same ability to do the same quality of orthodontics.
Excellent. And I know one of the things that, you know, ends up being another hurdle in terms of accessibility is price. In terms of figuring out, you know, is this something that I can, you know, work in not just time-wise, but in terms of how I'm structuring, you know, my investment. So how are you guys working to make this type of education affordable to the GP?
Well, unlike a lot of education, it is a 2-year period of time. that you are taking our course, and we have monthly payment plans over those 2 years. And one of the amazing parts about our course is you start orthodontic cases in your practice with income generating potential from seminar number 3.
Wow.
So from very early on, you are starting cases, and you must start at least 2 cases to graduate from our course. So the average dentist that takes our course starts around 20 cases. We've had very aggressive guys do as many as 300 while they're in our course.
Gosh.
So, you know, our opinion is if you don't double your investment by the time you graduate, I feel embarrassed. If you don't make significantly more than that for the rest of your career, you know, that is not a good thing. And so, you know, over the years, I've seen many guys really make a large income potential off this for many years to come.
That's fantastic. Well, and one of the things that I know that we had talked a little bit about earlier, but I think in terms of being able to share with our viewers is some exciting news in terms of how you guys are taking education to the next level in terms of your relationship with universities and kind of what that's going to look like in the future.
Yes, we have been very fortunate to have our education kind of become very respected in the academic world. And so we have lined up with a couple universities in Germany, primarily the University of Munster, to start offering a master's in the field of orthodontics. It's actually going to be called a Master's of Science in Specialized Orthodontics. And basically a graduate of our program can apply with them and have access to their program. It's done mainly online with only a few weeks spent in Germany. And at the end of the course, they will have this degree that is still an academic degree, so it will not make you a specialist, but it is another thing to put on your wall and to show your patients that you are actually studying this to the furthest extent possible.
Right, the sense of legitimacy that comes with having gone through the rigorousness of this particular program.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, I think that this is a lot of great information for those who want more. How can they get a hold of Progressive Orthodontics?
You can give us a call or an email. Our website is www.posortho.com. We also have free live intro days, where it's 1 day free intro class offered throughout the U.S., usually the month of March. You can also come and take a day of free education at any of our worldwide locations at any time. And we also have online free sections where you can go on and view things online to get a feel for it.
Now, I don't know if you all noticed how many times he just said the word free, but if you need to rewind 10 seconds and get all of that, I think that would be worth your while. Well, Miles, again, thank you so much for letting us come in, letting us have this conversation with you, and hopefully for those of you at home, there's some great takeaways in terms of how you can pursue specialty work in your practice. So, for the latest in product and industry news, don't miss DPR Friday next week and every week. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.